He's doing all right. He's obviously the legs now got to heal up, but the shock has started to wear off. So the mental side of it is now starting to kind of sink in for him. He was there with his wife and friends, and so the fact, luckily they were outside in the smoking area. The girls were at the time when the shooting started. So at least he was the only one that was in direct danger. So there is that one positive side to it.
I mean, you said that he called you during the incident. Can you tell us what he said during that phone call and what he saw there that night?
He called shortly. Within 15 minutes from when the shooting started. They had just subdued the shooter and the officers that moved into the club. So it was his first opportunity when he got outside the club to call, and he first things he says, we were just involved in a shooting at the club, and he wanted me to know, as soon as possible. And as we were talking, it wasn't until, we talked for a few minutes. He was, going over a couple things, and he realized, something wet on his leg. And when he looked at it, he looked at his pants. He's like, "Oh, there's no hole, so I'm okay." And then somebody pointed out it was blood.
Oh.
The wife pointed out and said, "You've been shot." So, and then obviously the police officer came over, looked at him, and said, "Yeah, you need to go to the hospital." At that point, so that's and then they spent the next 6 hours or so at the hospital between the doctors and giving police statements and giving their their account of what happened.
As a father, did you ever think that you would get a call like that from your son?
No, not they go out every so often. It's always to Club Q. We've got family that coordinates some of the shows that they do and some of the things they do, so they go out there to support them. It's always been a safe haven. I mean, I've had friends over the years that they spent a lot of time in that club, never had a worry, even a thought that this was going to happen.
And according to reports, your son actually saw the people wrestle and eventually disarm the gunman. One of them died. As a parent, what do you, how does that make you feel? And can you tell us about what he saw, about those people that police are calling heroes?
Unfortunately, both of the two named were close friends of theirs, so that was hard for him. But as they put it, one of them, I think it was Derek, had jumped in front, and probably Jericho couldn't, say for sure, but it, might have taken 5 or 6 shots. But in doing so, it allowed the others to get behind and disarm him and subdue the shooter. I can just be thankful that Jericho, it wasn't him having to do get into in the line of fire.
So you're saying one of the men actually tackled the gunman or put his body in front of the gunman and was shot several times? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he more or less went into the line of fire, approaching from the front, allowing somebody from the back to tackle the gunman, knocked the rifle away, and actually wrestled. He had a handgun also that Jericho knew of, and got that from him. And they basically he was beating him to hold him down before, and then others joined in to help him subdue the gunman. So yeah, the initial, I think it was Derek, that had basically put himself in the line of fire.
And Derek did not survive.
No, unfortunately, he was one of the, I think it's at 5, it might be 6. The kids were informed that one of the others that was in bad condition passed away also. So I'm not sure if that total included that person or not, but they just found out that another had just passed away.
Do you have I know as a parent you are going through it tonight. Do you have a message for the other parents and the other families who have been touched by this, the parents of the people who put themselves directly in harm's way to try to prevent more loss of life?
Yeah, my only message is, be proud of the children you've raised. They're standing up for, their way of life, and they're not doing any harm to anybody. But the fact that they're willing to sacrifice for each other tells you the kind of people that, these individuals actually are.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.